Match day one of the 2026 World Cup is officially over. Every team has now played at least one game, and we have seen the likes of Messi, Haaland, Harry Kane, Mbappe, and many others play unreal at the start of this tournament. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, we're in for a treat. So let's break down match day one and get straight into the action. The 2026 World Cup hasn't even been going on for a week, and we've already been left with some crazy moments like these.
Where are you guys from? Where's everyone from?
Japan!
What do you think of America, of Texas?
Texas is good. Everything is big.
Excuse me.
Okay.
I cannot speak English, but
Okay.
I'm excited.
Yeah, baby! Let's go!
Match day one ended with only 8 teams being held scoreless. Those being South Africa, Haiti, Turkey, Ecuador, Spain, and Cape Verde, which was the only 0-0 result in match day one. Algeria was held scoreless, and Panama as well today was held scoreless. We've seen some absolute heartbreak and some absolute moments of pure joy. I'm lucky to say that I've watched every game, or at least parts of every game, and it's just been unbelievable so far. I'm sure many others are feeling that way, but the stadiums are filled and packed to the brim. I feel like everyone has traveled really well. Some teams more than others, of course. You know, the local countries, you know, they get a little more support. Like today for Colombia, Uzbekistan. Colombia just packed it out. It was like a sea of yellow. So I felt bad for Uzbekistan, but I mean, crazy for them. There's I think 4 nations that are having their debut in the tournament, and Uzbekistan scored their first goal. Curacao scored their first goal. Jordan scored their first goal. So every team is honestly looking pretty decent, in my opinion. As you can see, Curacao did get blown away from Germany, 7-1, repeat of the Brazil score in 2014. Sorry, don't want to trigger anyone, but obviously last time Germany won 7-1, they ended up winning the thing, so who knows if that happens. But that was a really big blowout. USA Paraguay as well was a bit of a shock, I would say. I feel like, you know, as a USA fan, I was super impressed by the performance. A little worried with Pulisic and what's going on with him. Hopefully he'll be healthy for Friday and we'll be all good. But yeah, that will be pretty interesting. I think as of now, Germany, France, England, and Argentina are my favorites to win it. Obviously disappointed in Portugal's result today. Just didn't really feel like they were doing a whole lot in terms of attacking. And yeah, just wasn't really impressed with that. But, you know, it's still the first game. Anyone can still go through. There's still 2 more matches in all the groups, of course. And yes, we've seen and we've watched and we have an idea of how these teams are playing. But really, I feel like this World Cup is showing me that even adding the extra teams, now that it's 48, everyone is still competing at the highest level, and it's been honestly really impressive. Like, the Iran-New Zealand game was incredible. That was at like 10 p.m. my time. Was not expecting that to be that much of a banger of a game. So that was awesome. England-Croatia today was obviously incredible. We had Sweden absolutely go crazy against Tunisia. Ayari scored that banger. Netherlands-Japan, another crazy game. Australia with a big upset against Turkey. Going to be pretty interesting for the U.S. on Friday to see how we play against them. I feel like if we win that game, I think we top the group no matter what. Brazil, honestly, didn't look half bad. Morocco's a tough opponent, so 1-1 I think is a fair result. And like I said, Germany was absolutely incredible against Curacao, 7-1. They play Ivory Coast next, though, which I think is going to be a really big test for them. Obviously, seems to be the group of death. If you could choose one in this tournament, I feel like they're all kind of even, to be honest. And I think we've seen that in the games now. But yeah, it's just been incredible so far. I feel like we've all fallen in love with all these new players, like Morocco's Bouadi, South Korea's number 6. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, if I'm being honest. But he was a freaking stud in the midfield, and that goal he scored was so sick. The passion we're seeing from all the countries, Scotland has come out like crazy, England came out like crazy, Australia, they're showing out. Netherlands, the sea of orange that we've been seeing, they've just been flooding the streets. Messi, I mean, we have to touch on him. A hat trick at the age of, I believe, 38 it is. 3 very good quality goals. Second one, tap in, but good place, good time. First one, originally I thought the keeper could have done better. Seeing it back, it's a, terrific strike. And then third one, just a class goal. But he played absolutely incredible, and still doing that high of a level at his age, it's just mind-blowing. Mbappe for France, I mean, they finally started cooking towards the end, right? First half was probably a little on the slower side, I would say. But they look incredible. And then England today, of course, 4-2 against Croatia. Hardest match probably in their group. The Ghana-Panama game wasn't anything too crazy. Honestly, probably one of the worst matches so far. No offense to those two nations, but the late winner from Ghana obviously was crazy and absolute limbs. So that was cool. Biggest complaint so far, I would say, is the hydration breaks. I'm pretty sure everyone is talking about it and seeing it online that it's a complete joke. And I get that we have to be fair, and if some games are played outdoors and not in those controlled environments, we can't just allow like them to not have the hydration break when another team gets that 3 minutes off. But it's just ridiculous. They've changed the game into 4 quarters, and the beautiful game that we used to know is just they're trying to monetize it too much, and it's all becoming about money. But what can we do? You just got to keep going. It's been pretty interesting. I feel like some games you see the hydration break coming and the teams start ramping it up and they try to go towards goal more, go faster, try to play with a bit of purpose. And then other teams, I think, kind of slow down because they know they're going to get a little break and have some time to rest and kind of get some tactics and everything, But yeah, it's just upsetting. And the ads that they run during it is just super annoying. It's just changed it into 4 quarters, it seems like, and I just never thought that would be the case. But good officiating so far, I would say. The refs have been pretty decent. Obviously, Messi had his little incident last night. You guys can be the judge of that one. It is a pretty crazy challenge. I know it's not intentional, but it's a pretty crazy challenge. And so I'll leave my opinion at that. But yeah, it's been an incredible tournament so far. Like I said, I think goals of the tournament so far are Gio Reyna, the Trivela. That was just incredible. Same game as well with Balogun with his left-footed strike in the top upper bins. Messi's first goal he scored looks incredible. Mbappe's, though, I think is a little bit better in my opinion. A little bit further out, I believe. And yeah, the authority he hit the ball with, if you will, was class. So yeah, that's and then New Zealand's Chris Wood brings it down, plays it to the 10, I forget, like Elijah Just or something like that. And then it's just a perfect, well-worked team goal. Probably, like I said, one of the best of the tournament in terms of team goals. Holland, got to touch on him. He had 2 goals, was an absolute machine. Everyone's calling him the Bull. And the videos and pictures of him like chasing down the players is pretty crazy. And I think I understand why they were scared. And he's an animal. And I'm excited to watch him for the rest of the World Cup because I think he's going to have a good tournament. But along with that, hopefully we get to see a little more of some of the Brazilian youngsters play. I want to see Endrick get some minutes. Was a little bit disappointed that he didn't play against Morocco. But, you know, Ancelotti knows more than me, so who am I to judge, right? Feeling really confident with the USA to at least finish second, get that guaranteed qualification into the knockout stages. But I really think we can top the group, especially with Turkey losing to Australia. Like I said, Friday will be a big match, but I think we can take it. And with that being said, let me know what your guys' favorite moments have been so far. There's been some absolutely wonderful ones. I think it's just been awesome to see all the international travelers coming over and getting a taste of America and all the craziness that we have over here, good and bad. But obviously, like the fast food and things like that has been probably the funniest part of social media recently. But yeah, match day 1 is over. We see the groups looking like this now. Start tomorrow with, I believe, Czechia, South Africa, 10 a.m. my local time. We'll be locked in, getting ready for round 2. Can't wait. I'll see you in the next one.